Hi, and welcome back to Hook Eat Up. Now, I've recently fallen in love with South American culture, and for the month of July, I'm going to be featuring dishes that are typical of different regions within South America. For today's dish, we're going to be doing ceviche. Ceviche comes from Peru. Now, if you haven't been to Lima, Peru, or actually anywhere in Peru, you absolutely need to go. The food culture there is amazing. Dishes are delicious and the people are great. Now, I'm going to show you how to make this simple ceviche. To make this simple Peruvian ceviche, you're going to need the following ingredients. You're going to need salt and pepper. You're going to need the flesh from a white fleshed fish. I'm using a saltwater fish that's local to this area called Porgy. I actually caught it out of Port Jefferson. It's 4 fillets from small porgies and it measures to about 1 cup of meat. Now, if you don't have access to fresh porgy meat, you could use fresh flounder, snapper, or any other white fish that doesn't carry parasites. You want to stay away from cod, you want to stay away from mahi-mahi, so go with like a snapper, flounder, or porgy, and you'll be in good shape. Orange bell pepper, 1/4 of a red onion, 2 juiced limes, a few sprigs of cilantro, and Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. So the first thing I'm going to do with these fillets is get the pin bones out. So obviously you don't want any bones in your meal. Now, if you're making enough of these, I would save these trimmings for like a fish stock. Along with these pin bones, you have this darker meat too. So by removing that, it also is going to help the overall coloring of the dish. Now that I have all the pin bones removed, I'm going to cut these into larger chunks, about 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch chunks. About that size there. Making sure I don't have any scales or bones left. Just fill it up, make sure it's nice. You're going to want to work a little quick because you don't want this to get too warm. As the fish warms up, it'll give off that fishy smell. Nobody likes that. So move pretty quickly so that you get this all chunked out without making too much contact with the fish. Another thing with the fish that you choose, if you choose not to go with porgies or they're not available to you, make sure that the texture of the fish is good. You don't want anything that's like rubbery or too mushy or soft. You want something that's going to be fairly firm and hold up pretty well. So now that I have that all diced up, I'll just transfer it to my bowl here. My next step is to start seasoning up my lime juice, and I'm going to season that to taste. Adding some salt directly to the lime juice. Stir that up and check for flavor. Now if I feel it needs more salt, I'll add more salt. It's totally up to you. Perfect. It's nice salty, but also sour. And then I'm going to add about 1/2 tablespoon of the Scotch bonnet pepper sauce directly to the lime juice. That way it dissolves and gets spread out nicely throughout. Now this is going to add just a little bit of heat to the dish. So if you don't like things too spicy, you could cut down on the pepper, or you could use a more mild pepper sauce or a more mild pepper flesh. So what I'm going to do now that I have that seasoned, I'm going to just set it off to the side. Now I'm going to get started on my onions. The key with ceviche is that you want really thinly sliced onions. Now I took 1/4 of an onion, turn it on the side, cut it in half, just so I have like a flat surface. Slice those onions out. Now you want to use a lot of these onions. Thinly sliced, it adds some crunch, delicious flavor. And you could add that directly. Add that directly to my fish here. gonna save a few off to the side, because I might want to use that as a garnish. I'm also going to finely dice some peppers. So just a few strips. You don't want it to have too much of this pepper note to it, because you don't want to overpower the fish or actually miss the fact that you're eating the fish. I'm just going to finely dice that. Now that that's diced up, just 2 thin strips of the pepper directly into the bowl. Next up, sprigs of cilantro. Just for a touch of flavor, add these herbs. Chop that up. Just a tiny touch of cilantro. It's gonna add some color, some flavor. Now that I have all my ingredients chopped up and into the bowl, I'm gonna just add the lime juice. Tablespoon at a time. Give it a stir. Give it a stir. Because I don't want to have it too juicy, so I'm just trying to control how much I have, just in case my measurement is off. But it seems like the 2 limes is just enough juice. Just going to sprinkle in some fresh pepper. Now the cool thing with ceviche is that it actually cooks in lime juice. Well, it doesn't necessarily cook. What the lime juice is going to do is actually denature the proteins a bit. It's going to give it a slightly cooked look. Now I only want to have this sitting in the lime juice for about 5 minutes in the fridge. That's going to allow me to just prepare for my plating. And I'm actually going to be making a pisco sour. Now if you want that recipe, you can click this link right here and you'll get the recipe for the pisco sour, because that's what I'm going to eat this with. Now that we had the ceviche cooking in the lime juice for about 5 to 10 minutes, we're all set to plate. I'm using a rectangular bowl and a rectangular plate. I also bought some plantain chips. Now if you ever go to a Peruvian restaurant, they'll serve you like freshly cooked plantain chips. But for the sake of time and making my life simpler, I just bought my own. And these go really well with the ceviche. They're carby, they're crispy, and they add just a little touch of what you would get from Peru. And I'm gonna just spoon in this ceviche directly into this bowl. And if you could see, the ceviche has like a wider, not the ceviche, but the fish has a wider texture in comparison to how it was. And that's the cooking of the lime juice. Like I said, it denatures the proteins in the fish and gives it that white tone. If you wanted to cook it longer, you could actually let this sit, for a few hours or even overnight. But if you do that, you're definitely going to lose the crispness of the onions. So I only let it cook for about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, but nothing too long. And already you can see that we've lost some of the crispness, and that's why I have these onions here. So I'm just going to top this off with a few more onions that were left from the side, just so we have some crispy onions in the dish. And 2 leaves of cilantro right across the top there. Okay. And for the plantain chips, I'm just gonna place them right on the side. You just stack them up so they're a nice tall heat there. changing the direction of each plantain chip. Or you could use like another cup if you wanted to. Here's how we're going about this. And there you have it, your classic Peruvian ceviche. I also paired it with this pisco sour while the fish was cooking up. And this is like your typical sunny lunch day in Peru. This is what you're gonna wanna have. Now, if you're looking for other videos that are inspired from Latin American cuisine, you can check out one of my other videos. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscription button and leave your comments below. Let me know what your favorite ceviche is. Let me know if you tried this recipe. Let me know what you would do differently. I really want to hear back from you. Thank you.